And we are back. All right, for take 2. Guys, welcome to Beer Snob Weekly, San Diego, California, with Miss Beer Snob herself and ISBEERACARB. All right, I was right. There was a mishap with timing, but we are on track, guys. Not to worry. All right, cool. Hey, BB, how are you? All right, we are ready to rock, ready to roll. Oh, we have beer, so it's fine.
Hi.
It's fine. Hey, there you are.
I'm so sorry.
So how many of the viewers went to go find you?
I was in a hole. I don't know. I didn't even see any messages. I was just like in an internet hole. I don't even remember what I was watching.
That's so funny. I'm like, it's probably a time thing. So like anybody, go and find her before we put out like missing posters.
I'm alive.
All right, good. I'm glad. All right, now that we have you here, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, what you're drinking tonight, who your hairdresser is.
My name is Megan. I'm originally from Baltimore. And then I moved to Delaware for a hot minute, and then I moved to Temecula, California, and then now I'm in San Diego. I'm currently brewing at Modern Times. I started my beer career at Dogfish Head.
Oh my God, did you?
Yeah, I wasn't. My girlfriend was calling. I brewed my first beer ever at Dogfish Head on like their pilot system, but I wasn't a brewer there. I actually was a server, just like dreaming of being a brewer one day, reading like homebrew books on the deck during my fifths. And yeah, I brewed my first beer over there in a competition with like 3 other people. One was a brewer, and then the other 2 were tour guides, and we brewed like an imperial red, like a hoppy red, and it came in second place by half a point. I don't want to take any credit for that though, because I knew nothing about brewing.
You were a part of the team though.
Yeah, I like threw in some hops, you know. But Sam,
and that's important.
Sam gave it a 45 out of 50, which was pretty cool. So, somebody snuck and like looked at his votes because it's supposed to be anonymous, but
we won't tell anybody, so that's okay.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. Dogfish Head actually has such like such a close place to my heart. My now fiance and I, one of our first trips ever together was to Dogfish Head, and we were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, and I was like, if I can be in the car with this man for like 5 hours, then maybe this could work. And we were going there, and we've been together since, so we love Dogfish Head. Every time we go, it's like, oh, it's so romantic.
Did you guys do the tour?
We did do the tour. We did the tour, and then, you know, when they opened their Dogfish Hotel, we went down and we stayed in the little motel hotel or whatever, and that was pretty cool. And Sam did his whole like campfire thing.
Fireside, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, we haven't been down in a while. We're due.
Yeah, there's like a distillery, like a big distillery and everything now. Like before it was just a brew pub, and they knocked down the old brew pub and they built a new one. And part of me is like, I don't know, sad about that, but at the same time it was time for like a new
Right.
Yeah, it was just like a gross old, I mean, it wasn't gross. It was just like an old restaurant. And it was like, it had been many things before that too. And it's haunted. It's haunted too.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't know what happened with like the spirits. I don't know what happens when you knock down a haunted restaurant. But apparently, I think like someone committed suicide, like where the distillery was or something. And then there was a rumor that like someone hung themselves from the rafters. Not during Dogfish.
Right. In just on record.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would do that at Dogfish Head because it's like one of the best companies like I've ever worked for. So
right. So what made you make the move from Delaware all the way across?
I'm actually a former military wife, and and so when I was in Baltimore, I actually wanted to do like special effects makeup and work in film, because I was doing some like random acting and modeling, and which it just kind of like fell into my lap because I just had a look and people were asking me to do it, and so that was like kind of my dream. And I mean, even like wardrobe and set design, I just love movies and shows and all of it. And then my ex-wife, she she switched from Army to Air Force, so she had to do a completely different job, and she got training orders to Dover. And I was like, cool, like, and I was trying to be really optimistic about moving to bumfuck. I was like,
right.
Yeah, and it just was like, I don't know, there were like 3 major industries in town. It's like the military, which I definitely can't join because I have like hand tattoos and my ears are stretched and I wouldn't really want to anyways. And then there was Purdue Chicken Factory, or there was Dogfish Head.
I mean, the chicken factory sounds pretty appealing to me. I mean,
I don't know if I could rock a hairnet. Like, I know I do some crazy fashion things, but a hairnet is not really my jam.
I feel like free chicken wings though, I'm sure, right?
I don't even eat meat though.
Oh. Get out of Purdue as far away as you can.
Yeah. I haven't eaten meat in like, how old am I? I haven't eaten meat in like 14 years.
Wow.
So, like, purposefully. My girlfriend definitely fed me like rice a few weeks ago, and I was like, what's in this rice? And she's like, oh, it's just like, some random, like, it's just like, I don't know, they put chicken stock and everything and chicken fat and everything. So it was like it wasn't even chicken rice. And it was like, and I was like, I know this taste. Like, I know this. I used to eat like Lipton chicken rice when I was like a kid. I was like, I know this shit. Yeah, but not intentionally.
Okay. Got it. So you do those, I've heard of like this like amazing non-meat burger. It's like the meatless burger.
Oh, the Impossible Burger?
Yes, that one. Is it really, does that really live up to the hype, or?
I think I've had like a bite of it before. I don't know. It's just like somebody was like, yeah, it bleeds, and like bleeds because of like beets or something in it. And I was like, I don't know, it just kind of weirds me out. But like I eat a lot of like Mexican kind of inspired food. So like I like, I'll throw in like the chicken strips into like quesadillas and stuff, or tacos, or I don't know. I don't eat a ton of fake meat either, but I'm a cheesetarian.
What about fish?
No fish. If I ever ate meat again, I would not go anywhere near fish.
No salmon.
Mm-mm. And I'm from Maryland, which is like
I was gonna say like all seafood, right? Like fried.
Everyone's about crab. Mm-hmm.
A nice raw clam with like a little lemon juice. No,
I'm good.
I'll eat it for you. So, what are you drinking tonight? Share with us.
I'm drinking Older Pro, from like probably my favorite Maryland brewery, called Union. They've been like, they're probably like one of my original favorites too. It's a Goza. It's a barrel aged Goza.
Love it.
It's salty and delicious. What are you drinking? Are you drinking anything?
Yes, I am. You missed it on the first episode tonight. I am having Dialed Up by Trillium. It's a triple IPA. Oh, my lighting is messed up. It is 11%. and it is so freaking smooth for 11%. It's really good. A little dry at the end for me, but
Yeah.
love it. So people are asking, which Modern Times is your favorite? I'm assuming which beer.
Oh, which beer? God, there's so many. Like every time I go up to the board in the front, I'm like, there's like 10 beers I haven't had. Well, ice is definitely a favorite. And Fortune Islands, as far as like core beers, I'm actually also drinking a Fortune Island.
Get out!
Um,
Did you
yeah,
work today?
I did. Yeah,
Long
not
day.
not like this. I like did something after work, so
Okay, long
yeah,
day today.
that required a face. I worked from like 6 to 2, so just
Okay.
yeah. Come here, come here. Sorry, my dog's ringing the bell. Come here to go outside. Come here, just come hang out.
People, the dog rings the bell to go outside. I wish my dog would bring me beer out of my fridge.
Otherwise, yeah. Well, we're trying to train the other dog to do that. But the dog that rings the bell would just poop on the floor. If not really, but I mean, maybe. Come here.
That's okay. Listen, I did a private event once, and I had a dog poop in the middle of the kitchen because nobody let the dog out in the middle of a party. It just fit right in the middle of the kitchen, and I was like, I don't know who's responsible for this, but it's not me.
That's awesome.
What a cutie pie.
She's so awkward, and she doesn't like phones.
I can tell, like, her eyes are like, don't look into the camera, don't look into the camera. That is so funny. So what really inspired you to get into the brewing besides not really having a choice of where to work?
I just I mean, when I worked in Baltimore, I worked at a restaurant that was super heavy in craft beer and
Is that the bell or did something break?
No, that's the bell.
Got it.
Oh, okay. All of them are going outside. It's fine. No, so I worked at like a craft beer heavy restaurant, and I just kind of it had rotating taps, and I just got like obsessed with trying everything, and had my first sours there, and I joined like a homebrew club, or tried to, in Baltimore, and it was like a lady brew homebrew club, and basically I was about to leave Baltimore, and I was like, cool, I can make one more thing. Like they have one more like meeting coming up, and I was like, I'm gonna go to it, and I didn't get to because the riots were happening right before I left Baltimore, and they canceled it. But I still follow them on Facebook like several years later. But yeah, so I just became obsessed with trying everything, and then I don't know, we were moving, and I was like, all right, well, I have to pick a new career. And I was like, I love beer. I love creating things. I love working with my hands and problem solving. And it's just, Coda, come. You want a treat? Let's get treats.
I want a treat.
So, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so, I mean, I love a lot of things about beer. It's just, there's like the science, like I love all the science behind it. I love, the creativity that goes into like the recipes. It's a little bit of everything. So
what was like the best beer that you've brewed, or the beer that you're most proud of that you've brewed?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't think there's ones that I'm like, that I can recall that I'm super proud of. There's just like memorable ones. Like, I don't know, the first collab I ever got to go on with like Burley Oak. And then
we love Burley Oak.
Yeah, they've been one of my favorites since I got into craft beer as well, because they're from Maryland. So they were actually like 40 minutes from where I lived in Delaware. And they have this really awesome beer that they did a collab with Dogfish Head, and it was called Pants Are Cumbersome. and it was a sour stout, and I was super into it. I like really weird beers, but yeah, so like that, like the collab I did with them, and I got to help with like, I got to give ideas for like the can label design, and it was like a very like Maryland themed like kind of label. And
Mhm.
then like the first beer that I ever brewed at Mispillion River, which is where I interned at, and it was a like a Belgian quad. It's called Queen of Wands. Um, I don't know. I still have like the cans and like bottles and everything too.
That's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, there was a bottle that I brewed at Refuge that was like one of the anniversary beers, and I got to sign it, and so I have that one, and yeah.
Do you have any particular style that you prefer to brew over others? Maybe it's easier or you like the complexity. For example, we just brewed a saison and I felt like it was really simple. Whereas like, you know, when you're doing an IPA, you're dropping in the hops every so often and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I would say that there's ones that I don't like to brew. I don't like the super sticky like pastry stouts with like loads of sugar and like um just like those are a mess. But it just gets everywhere. Everything is sticky. The DME is like the worst thing ever. Like if you get it on your clothes, you might just like throw them out or chop your arm off. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, just I guess things with like just experimental beers, I guess is fun. I don't know. Working at a brewery, like most of the breweries that I've worked at have just been like you kind of brew the same thing over and over again, like and you brew what they tell you to. Um,
How does that work? So like, I'm sure you're not the only brewer there, right? So
our brew team has like I want to say like 6 or 7 people, maybe. So like at modern times, it's just one person kind of like passing it off to the next person and everybody kind of communicating about it, like what's going on. And we're like almost 24/7. So there's an overnight shift
wow.
and yeah. Mine is
That's
coming.
great.
Mine's coming
Now
up soon.
now my dog I think is wanting to talk to your dog because now she is ringing the bell, clawing at my leg. Okay.
Yeah. Cute.
Say hello, Loopy.
Does your pup have a sweater on?
She does.
Violet has Violet has some apparel as well, but it's necessary.
If you see her hair is like so wiry.
I love
like
it.
a little beard. Say hi. She's
Cute.
gonna be 15 this year, so we're thinking of
That's
having
crazy.
a quinceañera for her. Yeah,
Well, she looks great for her age. So
15. I know, right? Only if I could age as good as her.
minus the beard.
Yeah, right. Yes, minus the beard and the whiskers. Thanks. So, what are some of the maybe the newer breweries around town that you know you might have visited and have been surprised with, or you know some places that you may recommend for people to go and visit besides Modern Times, of course?
I'm trying to think of like new spots around town. There's Kairoa. They have like really good food. They're supposed to be like New Zealand inspired, and then they have like a really nice rooftop patio. That's in University Heights. And then I can't really think of like some of the new ones that have opened. There's one that I like want to visit, or there's two that I want to visit. There's one called Gravity Heights. It's also a restaurant. Apparently they have like a tree inside their spot.
Whoa.
Yeah. I also heard a rumor that it was like 30 or 50K and they almost killed it.
Wow.
But yeah, and then there's this one that like solely from the decor I want to visit. And then I mean then I'll judge their beer. But I'm a sucker for like you know, for that sort of thing. It's
What
called like It's called
What's it?
Helia.
What is it called?
I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm probably saying it wrong. It's called like Helia. It's like Helia. I don't know, but I mean, I have like a whole list. So I have this like San Diego blog that I'm coming out with that will have like tons of recommendations on it, and I just like keep adding to it. So I'm like, I don't want to post it yet, but a lot of the breweries that are on there is like Fall in North Park. They have like a punk rock kind of theme spot. Society is really good. Epic is also in North Park. Pizza Port's like a classic. Trying to think, like, I don't know. I'm like I stay home. My fridge, I have like 2 fridges, and there's so much beer in them, and then my cellar is just crazy, and and we're so bad about drinking the beer, and yeah, so I just like feel bad if I go drink anywhere, but
Isn't that a problem? Like, so like we're in Queens, right? But like the part of Queens that we're in, there's not like that many places like in walking distance that have like really good beer. There's like only one really. And same kind of problem. It's like we have all this good beer at home and then our own beer on tap. So it's like to go other places, even though like I love Hudson Valley and like I love Grimm and I love Other Half and like, you know, all the Long Island beers too. It's like we have all this beer at home. Why do we need more? You know?
yeah. Yeah, it's just like a social thing though, and that's probably also why I stay home.
You don't brown bag it. I only brown bag when I'm going on the train, and it makes me feel very uncomfortable when I have to brown bag like a really good beer like this. Cause like who wants to hide this? Like I want the world to know, like, hey, I'm drinking some good shit and it's Trillium and like you should be too. You know?
Are you allowed to drink on your train, or is that what you mean by brown bagging it, or is that like no?
Yeah, not allowed to drink on the train. No.
You can drink on a train here. I think it's like the coaster or something.
Oh, wait, outside of the brown bag?
Mm-hmm. And I saw
Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. I'm calling the Long Island Railroad. We need to be able to drink on the train freely.
I saw like my friend Melissa like posted in her stories that she was like drinking on the train or something, and I was just like, damn girl, like you're really putting it out there, like you're really like you're letting people know that you're like drinking on a train, like thinking that it like wasn't that you couldn't do it.
No, it's like it's a big deal. Like I forgot, where was I going last time? Somewhere in Brooklyn, and I'm taking the train, and like I had this like epic Equilibrium can, and it's like all in a brown bag and stuff, and I'm like spilling it. It's like the brown bag is now wet, and it's like dripping everywhere. It's a mess. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. We should be more like states that allow this, you know? So, yeah, brown bag.
My coworker and I talked about today. We were talking about like people kind of just doing those cans of like wine and just kind of those like hype things that are just like have the cutesy names and people just buy them because they're cute, and you know they're made by some random like Instagram celebrity or something, and then like AB InBev buys them, and we were like, yeah, let's make some like pink fucking shit wine or something with like glitter
with glitter in it. Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, just sell the like a brown bag, and I was like, no, put it in like a pink bag. And
yes, and like a little like fuzzy tassel at the end, like that would sell like hotcakes, right?
You know, just load everything up with pink and glitter, and just all the girls will buy it.
Yes, for sure. So, fun fact: my hairdresser knows your hairdresser.
How?
Apparently they're part of like some like hair coloring squad or something. I don't know.
Unicorn tribe?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that funny?
So it's a small world.
It is a small world.
So then if your stylist is part of that, then why don't you have crazy hair?
I work in an office, and it's frowned upon. Yeah.
Um,
If I had a cool job like you, my hair would look like yours. Totally.
it's funny because like my dad is super conservative, and he always told me like growing up, you know, I was always coloring my hair growing up like myself and doing crazy stuff, and like had all these piercings in my face. I had like 10 piercings in my face at once. I'm not even exaggerating. And he was like, and I stretched my ears, and he was like, just hated it. And he's like, and I'm getting tattooed at like 17. And he's like telling me how I'm gonna like never gonna be able to get a job and like this and that. And I'm like, well, here I am. Like anything that I've ever wanted to like work in or have a career in has always been like accepting of tattoos. And I don't know, I never like, he works in insurance, and I was growing up and I was like, I'm never gonna work in an office. Like I'm never gonna have one of those jobs. Like,
well, that's why, because he works in insurance.
but now it's really helpful. I know nothing about health insurance, so I just call my dad all the time, and I'm like, I'm so glad you work in insurance.
Hello.
Yeah.
Too funny. So what about and I know our time is winding down. We try to keep it to 30 minutes. What about some like hole in the wall places that like people wouldn't normally go to that has like really great food and like really good beer, even if it's a small tap list?
Okay. So, if you're talking about dive bars, I affectionately refer to those as shitholes.
Well, I didn't want to say that, you know, but
I mean,
yes, that's what I meant.
For me, it's a high compliment. So, my favorite shitholes in San Diego are, and they're not like even that, like they're not even gross really. So, I mean, there's not even weird stains, or like it's fine. But so one of
The
my spots
bathrooms
that, like,
might look a little weird, but that's okay.
so the place I'm about to mention has a really weird bathroom, and it's called the Balboa Bar and Grill, or the Balboa or whatever, and they have a really awesome happy hour. You can get a burger for $5, and then it's like $1 or $2 off beer. And it's like dark, and I don't think they'll like seat anybody if there's not enough chairs, so it's like never packed in there, and the bartenders are cool. And yeah, the bathroom's really weird. It's like you walk into the bathroom thinking you're going into a normal bathroom, and then it's like a sink, and like that's it. And you're like, the first time I walked in, I was like, okay. And then you realize that there's another door, like, because you're kind of in this weird hallway, and like the door's black, everything's black, so you like don't see it. And then that's where the toilet is. So then you have to, but like you can only lock the toilet door. So like someone could come in and they would just sit and wait in the room with the sink. But like the even weirder part is that there's a piece in the door where the toilet is, like up top, that's like a grate. So it's like you can hear everything happening in there as if you're like you're next to them. So, but I mean, it's worth it for the burgers. And they have veggie burgers, and they're also like vegan friendly too. But and their garlic fries are.
Can you give the name of that place again, please?
The Balboa. It's on my.
The Balboa.
Yeah, that place is awesome. Like live wire. So one of my favorite dive bars I've been posting a lot about is Triple Crown. And that place is a shithole, and and it's got literally every game that you could, like, I don't know. I love all the stupid bar games like pool, and there's like skee ball, and there's shuffleboard, I think, and there's ping pong outside, there's darts outside, there's arcade basketball, and then they have a beer list that has like actual like a solid craft beer list.
Isn't that great? That's my favorite. It's
yeah,
like you walk to this place and you have like no idea, and then you look at their beer list and you're like, I think I'll stay.
yeah, we went there on like a Sunday evening. It was like 5:00, and there was just like an older couple that was already wasted at the bar, like full on making out, like right when you walk in. There's like these like old dudes like drinking shit beer, like trying to hit on us, and like old dudes. And then yeah, when you walk into the other room to play pool, there's like a window to like the bartender. I don't know if you can order beer through it or not, but it's weird. And then Sycamore Den is down the street, and you can like drink out of a lamp. I would recommend drinking cocktails there though, because I'm not like super impressed with their beer list, but they have one lamp though, so you have to get in there and get that lamp.
So if I were flying to Tokyo and decided to stop in California, would you say I should stop in San Francisco or San Diego?
I haven't been to San Francisco yet. My girlfriend is actually doing like a career thing this year, and she's leaving for 4 months, and it's like I'm a military wife again. And so she's going to Cupertino for like 4 months, and so I'll probably be flying up periodically and like hanging out in San Francisco, because I'm not hanging out in Cupertino. There's nothing there. But yeah, I'll probably, I don't know, I'll probably have like a recommendation list by then. But I mean, there's some solid beer in San Fran. Like there's a shit ton of breweries in San Diego, but like, I mean, the different, like the ratio of like awesome beer to like how many breweries there are, I think like, I don't know, maybe San Fran is more so worth it. But yeah, I mean,
okay, so recommendation. Someone said, Mikey said to fly to San Fran and then drive down to San Diego.
Mikey is actually a friend. Mikey, how long have we known each other? Since I was like 13 or something.
Is it really supposed to be like Mikey?
I guess so. Like, yeah,
or like Mikey M.
Yeah, Mikey was my like brother's best friend, and then like my friend too, and so he was at our house all the time, and yeah, basically lived there. But
well, hello, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I guess San Fran's like 6 to 8 hours or something. So
is that like as long as the drive is? Really, I have no idea.
I mean, that's what people have told me.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, I'm not driving up there. I mean, if you drive, then you get to see the coast, and you get to kind of experience all that. So there's like,
I guess
rent
one of a lifetime kind of a thing, right?
Rent like a Sprinter van and like camp in your van and do like Big Sur and like, I don't know, hit all the cool spots.
Well, so for our honeymoon, we're thinking of going to Tokyo. So I was like, I haven't been to California, so maybe we should stop in California and then fly on over to Tokyo. So
you should.
Maybe we'll take that. I mean, I don't know about sleeping in a Sprinter. You're talking about like a little RV thing? Like, I don't know how romantic that is, like, for a honeymoon. I mean,
I think it's romantic. I mean, I think that, I don't know. I mean,
maybe like tenting like in a forest somewhere would be like more romantic than like a Sprinter van. Like underneath like a large sequoia. Wouldn't that be romantic?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's romantic too. I think there are like, you know, several different like my girlfriend and I go on dates to shitholes. Like, that's romance to us. And like sharing a tall boy PBR while watching like a 90-something-year-old man sing the blues. Like, that's our kind of night. But
did you say PBR?
Yeah,
I mean, it's okay.
It was, I mean, when in a shithole, like, I don't know. There wasn't decent beer at this one, so.
I'm not judging you. It's okay. I go to my dad's house, and once I run out of like good beer, I'm forced to drink other things, so that's okay.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
if you didn't buy it,
Does it count?
no, it doesn't count.
But do you still log it on Untapped? No.
I don't use Untapped. I will never
You
use
don't?
Untapped. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I just started about a few days ago and I already lost track. Guilty, for sure. I can't remember every time to scan this stupid barcode and like log it. It's
Oh,
just
you
like,
scan it? That's crazy.
yeah. So like you scan the barcode and then the thing pops up and then you rate it and you take a picture to prove that you drank it, and then you have to like write a note, I guess, to like remember what it was, and then you post it. So
That
yeah,
sounds like a lot of work. I'd rather just drink the beer.
I know, right? Also, yeah, my Untapped handle is Miss Beer Snob. But also I noticed that you were drinking out of a can. Do you regularly drink out of a can or do you pour?
I actually have like so many beer glasses that like I guess it's like 50-50. So like I don't mind drinking out of a can, but like when I'm home, like I have so many beer glasses that like are super cool, and so like sometimes I just like to pour it in one of those glasses. I got one recently that's one of my favorites, and it's also a Union beer glass, and it's probably in my dishwasher, but yeah, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the dishwasher. Oh, that is really cool.
It's Rye
Who is
Baby.
that?
So, okay, so Rye Baby is a beer by Union. Because I don't know, have you ever seen the movie Cry Baby?
I am like worst person to talk to about movies.
It has like Johnny Depp and Ricky Lake is actually in it, and
I could probably meet Johnny Depp and Ricky Lake standing together and like I would not know who they are.
I'm actually not a Johnny Depp fan. Like he's very eccentric, and I think that's like his thing, and that's cool. But it's like not what I'm into. But yeah, it's like it was filmed in Maryland, so like that's kind of the thing. Is like I mean Union's from Maryland, so Rye Baby, Cry Baby is like a yeah.
Got it. So if you had to pick another brewery or beer that is like your top fave, not within California, what would you pick?
It's like all East Coast beer.
Oh my God. Did you see the story I posted? It was like East Coast or West Coast beer, and like everybody picked East Coast beer. And I'm like, but really though, is it because of like the New England style? Like, I'm not too sure.
I really don't like. I mean, it's not that I don't like hazy IPAs. I'm just really like burnt out on them. I mean,
Okay.
So like working at Modern Times, like, and it's not bad beer. Like Modern Times makes great beer, and you know a lot of the hazies like they're well done, but it's just like it's so dense and it's so sugary and it's a lot. And so like I work at Modern Times and we make a lot of hazies, and then before that I was brewing at McKellar, and McKellar was like a lot of hazies, and so I drink a lot of like lagers now and like saisons, but I don't know, I think like a few of my favorites, like I'm definitely Dogfish Head, and like definitely all the places that I worked at for sure, because I wouldn't apply to some place that I didn't like the beer at. But yeah, I mean Victory is absolutely like one of my favorites, has been one of my favorites since like I got beer. As far as like West Coast, like Rare Barrel is awesome.
What about in the world? Forget the US. What about like outside the US?
I don't know. Like I don't think I've had a lot of like
experience with like Canadian beers or like stuff from like other countries?
So I'm about to, I mean, the beer that you have with your sushi doesn't count because I think it's actually probably brewed in the US, but um, I mean, I don't like I'm about to there's a girl actually coming to town on Monday and she's like swinging by the brewery and she's from Canada and she's bringing me beer, so that'll be like my Canadian beer experience. I really want to try that brewery like Bell's, what is it, Bellswood or something like that, or I don't know.
Hearted?
What is that?
Two Hearted?
No. You're thinking of Bell's. It's like
Yeah.
Bell. Someone in the comments, like, can you just answer? Can you just figure it out? It's like
Tell us.
Bellswood. It's like Bellwood or Bellswood. I want to say it's Bellswood. I don't know, but like I follow them on Instagram and just a lot of their stuff sounds cool and they have a really good reputation. They're in Canada, but so I want to try them, but no, I haven't. There was like some Japanese beer experience that my friends did recently and I was really jealous. I like yeah, see who has beer for us at Bellwood.
Who has beer for us coming through with the answers? Thank you.
Thank you.
Bellwood.
I'm really tired. I haven't gotten over like 5 or 6 hours of sleep like, every day this week, but yeah, I don't know. My friends got to do like a Japanese beer experience that seemed really cool. I'm totally trying like beer from other places. I think I've had like German beer and stuff, but and I've had beer from like Belgium, but just like I don't know, not like a ton. But I'm always interested to do that. Interested in doing stuff like that because I like to compare just like the styles. I mean, even the East Coast and West Coast, like things like IPAs are different, and like East Coast is like
right.
more malt forward, and like West Coasts tend to be, you know, more like bitter and like hoppy or resinous and
dank, super dank.
I mean, they once were. I don't know if West Coasts like exist anymore, but it's fine.
So before we wrap it up, what are your thoughts on Pliny and Russian River? Is Pliny kind of like The Alchemist, where it's kind of like played out, where like people don't go so crazy for it?
I mean, I think people definitely like hunt for it or like line up for it or buy it in bulk or whatever. But I mean, I just think I'm really not into like super hype stuff. Like you'll never catch me standing in a line for any beer release or anything really. It's a solid beer, like, but I'm just not one of those people. I do have a bunch of Russian River like in my cellar right now, but I mean, obviously none of it's Pliny because it's in my cellar. But yeah, I actually like I had a friend who went to Russian River and he's like not like a crazy beer fan or anything, but he just like decided to buy like 3 cases of beer and like brought it back for me and just like gave it to me. And I had so much like blind pig and I had like 3 of everything and three of all like the specialty stuff, but I had like a case of like Pliny and a case of blind pig and I was just like giving it away because I couldn't drink it fast enough.
Well, have nobody else to give it to. I can send you my address. I have space in my fridge for it.
I don't have any space in my fridge. I have like a pale ale sitting on the floor right now, just hanging out. Because there's no room. Yeah. Yeah, what Nick said too, like blind pig I think is better than Pliny anyways, but I don't know, it's just all like I just think beer is like dumb when it's really hyped. I think anything is dumb when it's really hyped, but I just think that you should like drink what you like, do what you like, and who gives a fuck. But
I like it. Love the attitude. So before we wrap up, we have to do our like we always do like a cheers picture, and like I know there's a lot of comments in the way right now, but when I actually snap it, there won't be. So if you could raise your beer can, I will raise my beer can.
Fixing my hair.
Okay, are you ready? We're gonna stay still for like 2 seconds, if that's okay. Okay, ready? Cheers. That's weird, right? I know. It's okay. The picture is gonna come out freaking amazing, okay? I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I had a really good time with you. And if I do come to San Diego, I would hope that I could meet you and we could hang.
Yeah.
And you could take me on a shithole tour. That would be amazing. Yeah.
I'm always looking for a shithole tour.
I would love that. Also, I meant to tell you one other thing. The next time you go back into that weird bathroom, if you could tag the Shitty Beautiful, it's a girl who has an Instagram page called the Shitty Beautiful, and she takes pictures of all the bathrooms that she thinks are like weird or like whatever. And so I think that would be a great addition to her like portfolio.
I agree.
Yeah. If you could do that, that'd be great.
Okay. I think now I'm gonna have to go eat there and like just make a story so everyone can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like, you know, you walk in, visual. Now you're by the sink. Next visual. Video looking for black door. Can't find it.
Hallway. It's like a weird hallway. Yeah.
I think that'd be great. All right. Thank you so much again for coming on. Anything else you want to say to everybody before we go?
Drink what the fuck you want to drink. Yeah.
Love it. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, guys. It was great.